They said it was just another Wednesday, another hearing, another headline, another round of political theater that would trend for a few hours and vanish by morning. But what happened in that room didn't vanish. It started with a chair, a nameplate, and a woman who walked in ready to fight. It ended with silence, sweat, and the sound of a gavel falling over an empty seat. Some call it a meltdown. Others call it justice. But everyone remembers what they saw. Marjorie Taylor Greene, storming out of Congress, live on national television with nothing left to say. This is the story of the day the script flipped, the day the loudest voice in the room became its quietest, and the camera didn't cut. It just kept rolling. They said it would be a routine hearing, another oversight meeting, another day of political theater. But somewhere between the blinking red light of the live feed and the silent tension hanging in the chamber, something changed. Marjorie Taylor Greene arrived like she always does, confident, calculated, camera ready. Her blazer was pressed, her smile tight and defiant, her stride sharp enough to slice through marble. To her this wasn't a hearing. It was a performance, a stage, and she knew how to play the villain the internet loved or hated. The press gallery was full. Phones were ready. Her staff trailed behind her like shadows. This was familiar ground. She'd hijacked hearings before, turned subpoenas into soundbites, transformed lectures into viral reels. But what she didn't know, not yet, was that this time the script wasn't hers. Behind the dais, a man shuffled a folder marked with red tabs. He wasn't preparing to spar. He was preparing to dissect. And Greene? She was walking straight into the spotlight. But this time, she wouldn't be holding the mic. She'd be the one under it. The gavel struck once. Today's session, Chairman Schiff began, voice low, measured, and nearly cold, concerns alleged conflicts of interest involving Representative Greene and recent undisclosed meetings tied to federal contracts. Greene rolled her eyes before the words even finished echoing. "Here we go again," she muttered, loud enough for the microphones. The murmurs in the chamber stiffened. She didn't care. She never did. "This hearing," she said, rising to her feet, "is a partisan joke. It's a witch hunt dressed up in subpoenas and self-righteous monologues. You all know it." Schiff didn't blink. He didn't need to. Instead, he adjusted his glasses, flipped open the folder, and spoke into the mic with the calm of someone holding something far sharper than words. "Representative Greene," he said, "do you deny meeting with Mr. Carson Wexley, CEO of Argon Tech Industries, on January 19th in a private dinner held off the books?" Greene's face didn't move, but the room did. Carson Wexley, a billionaire defense contractor, the same man whose company landed 3 no-bid contracts just days after the dinner Greene was now denying ever happened. "I attend dozens of events," she replied, voice flat. "I don't recall every dinner I've been to." Schiff nodded once. "Then perhaps this will help." He slid a document forward. The screen behind him flickered to life. A photograph, taken in low light, 2 wine glasses, 1 red folder, and Marjorie Taylor Greene seated across from Carson Wexley, smiling. The flashbulbs in the gallery erupted. Greene stared forward, still standing, still smiling, but just a little tighter now. The room fell silent as Chairman Schiff adjusted his glasses and leaned into the microphone. "Representative Greene," he began, his voice steady, "do you recall attending a private dinner on January 19th with Mr. Carson Wexley, CEO of Argon Tech Industries?" Greene's eyes narrowed. "I attend numerous events. I can't possibly remember every dinner." Schiff nodded, unfazed. "Understandable. Perhaps this will refresh your memory." He gestured to the screen behind him. A photograph appeared. Greene seated across from Wexley, a red folder between them, both engaged in conversation. Gasps echoed through the chamber. Schiff continued. This dinner occurred just days before Argonne Tech was awarded 3 no-bid federal contracts, totaling over $200 million. Greene shifted in her seat, her composure wavering. Furthermore, Schiff added, your financial disclosures indicate significant stock purchases in Argonne Tech shortly after this meeting. The weight of the evidence hung heavy in the air. Representative Robert Garcia took the floor, his tone measured but firm. Congresswoman Greene, he began, you've publicly decried corruption and insider dealings, yet your actions suggest otherwise. He held up a timeline. January 19th, dinner with Wexley. January 22nd, purchase of Argonne Tech stocks. January 25th, Argonne Tech awarded federal contracts. Can you explain this sequence of events? Garcia asked. Greene opened her mouth to respond, but hesitated. I have no knowledge of any impropriety. Garcia pressed on. Emails obtained through a FOIA request show correspondence between your office and Argonne Tech discussing upcoming contracts. The chamber buzzed with murmurs. Greene's face flushed. This is a coordinated attack, a partisan smear. Garcia remained composed. The facts speak for themselves, Congresswoman. Silence enveloped the room as all eyes turned to Greene. She stood abruptly, gathering her papers. I won't sit here and be subjected to this witch hunt. As she exited the chamber, cameras captured every step, broadcasting her departure live. The gavel struck once more. Let the record reflect, Schiff stated, that Representative Greene has chosen to leave the proceedings. The room was silent, the air thick with anticipation. Chairman Schiff leaned forward, his voice calm but resolute. Representative Greene, under oath, you denied any prior knowledge of the Argonne Tech contracts, yet evidence suggests otherwise. He held up a document, a transcript of a recorded conversation between Greene and Carson Wexley, CEO of Argonne Tech Industries. The words were clear. Make sure the contracts are finalized before the announcement. Timing is everything. Gasps echoed through the chamber. Greene's face paled. She opened her mouth to speak, but no words came. Schiff continued. This isn't about politics, it's about integrity. The American people deserve the truth. Greene stood abruptly, her chair scraping loudly against the floor. This is a sham! She shouted, her voice trembling. A partisan witch hunt! She gathered her papers, her hands shaking. Representative Greene, Schiff interjected, leaving this hearing may result in a contempt of Congress charge. But Greene was already moving, her heels clicking against the marble floor. Cameras followed her exit, capturing every step. As she reached the door, she turned back briefly, her eyes scanning the room filled with silent lawmakers and flashing cameras. Then she was gone. The chamber remained still, the echo of Greene's departure lingering. Schiff addressed the room. Let the record show that Representative Greene has chosen to leave rather than answer these serious allegations. News outlets quickly picked up the story. Headlines blared. Greene storms out amid scandal. Congresswoman faces contempt charges. Social media erupted, clips of the hearing going viral. In the days that followed, Greene's office released a brief statement, denying any wrongdoing and accusing her opponents of political persecution. But the damage was done. Her credibility was questioned, her actions scrutinized, and the image of her abrupt departure from the hearing became a symbol, not of defiance, but of accountability catching up.